their support, without their donations, without those grants?
You've seen the performance of the president over the past 10 months. You've seen the economic growth. If unless you missed out on what I said earlier, the Philippines is growing by leaps and bounds. In fact, right now it's second. I think it's the second fastest growing right now in Asia. So I think we need to gain a certain confidence in ourselves, and that this is exactly the kind of mentality I think that the president wants the Filipinos to avoid, a mendicant attitude, And this we're not disrespecting the aid that we've received, but definitely we can. Our track record shows that we're growing by leaps and bounds. So I suppose that answers your question. I'm not just giving you we're not giving you spin. The economic results tell us that we are growing, and in fact we are improving, and we can manage.
We're confident.
Aren't you? I am.
But yun hong appointment ni dating Senate President Edgardo J. Angara as special envoy for the EU. So ano ho ngayon ang magiging papel niya, at hindi ba ho may conflict doon sa declaration ng Malacanang?
That's just one item. We're dealing with an entire community. That's just a single item. So he continues to be a special envoy.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Henry. Deo, for that topic.
Yes.
Sir, tanong ko lang, meron na po ba kayong mga nakita na specific na mga grants ng EU sa Philippines na nag-interfere sa ating processes, sa ating government, na naging basis ng decision na wag tumanggap kapag nakakapag-interfere sa atin?
Are you asking for
Samples.
Samples.
Specific samples of interference ng EU sa government natin when it comes to grants?
I think this is a relatively new development. So I suppose
So
there's something to go by.
walang precedence na merong grant ng EU na pumasok sa atin na nag-interfere sa ating government.
I don't know about the past administrations, and I cannot comment on that. But for that specific question, we'll have to defer to the DOF. Okay.
Okay. Argil, then Hannah, and Joseph. You're still on that topic, ha?
Yes, sir. Sir, good morning po. Sir, sir, reaction lang po tungkol po dun sa comment ni NEDA Director General Pernia na hindi daw po sila na-consult regarding the cancellation of aid from EU.
Come again.
Reaction lang po tungkol po dun sa statement po ni Director General Pernia.
As far as I know, that the recommendation came from the DOF, so it's not entirely accurate that they were not consulted. DOF was, the recommendation came from DOF.
Thank you, sir.
May follow-up ka, Deo, on that? Then,
May follow-up lang ako, sir. Do you agree na maraming investors from EU dito sa Philippines?
Do I agree?
Yes, sir.
Track record shows that there is. Yeah.
There are. Paano po pag nag-pull out sila? Nakikita niyo po ba na may effect ito doon sa investors natin?
Well, we'll
From
have
EU.
to take it step by step. Okay. These people are also business people. They know. You have to understand that the European community is different from the European Parliament, and the business people really are part of the European community, the European Union, and so mainly these people are business people. They understand the dynamics of politics, and at the end of the day, they will go where they can grow. And I believe that they understand that the Philippines right now is in a sweet spot of growth.
Thank you, sir.
Hannah, then Joseph.
Sir, are we ready for consequences dahil dito sa policy na ito? Like, for example, sir, yung possibility na i-revoke po yung GSP status at yung i-restrict po nila yung mga OFWs coming from the Philippines po dahil sa move ng Duterte admin.
These things will have to be taken step by step, okay? Thank you.
Okay, another, Joseph? EU pa rin. Okay, last.
Sorry, I have to be very specific. For example, the EU is involved in the third-party monitoring body, no? Sa Bangsamoros with the MI.
Yes.
Will that be affected?
Which one?
The
That's-
involvement of the EU in the third-party
I think
monitoring
this
process.
specific body doesn't have to do anything with grants, right? So,
It is, sir. Development grants, sir. I confirmed with OPAP.
okay, if you confirm though. But the point is,
Will it be affected, sir?
if let's leave it to the let's leave it to OPAP and to the relation and to that specific agency to determine whether they should continue or
Well,
not.
it is an existing aid.
It's an existing aid, in which case I'm assuming that it will continue.
Okay. Sir, I understand there's a circular that the
It's
Palace
it's not for
authority-
public consumption.
not why?
It's a circular for the palace, right?
Yeah. So wala pong nabigay na po ba yan sa EU, sir?
No, it's not even for me. No, it's a circular. It's not meant. It's not. There's no statement out yet for, let's say, for EU.
Because they are waiting, sir.
Then we will respond in the right way, in the right time.
How are we going to communicate this, sir?
The palace will.
Okay.
Thank you, Joseph. So, no more on that topic? Meron ka pa? Last for the topic, Deo.
Sir, wala na bang bawian to?
Ang alin?
Wala na bang bawian yung hindi kayo tatanggap? O darating pa yung time na posibleng mag-backtrack o posibleng bawiin?
Let's let it take its natural course. Okay, there's such a thing as diplomacy. There's such a thing as political relationships, and although that is this particular action is dependent on a particular conditionality that has been set. If that's negotiated, perhaps, but I do not make any opinion on that.
So you're saying na in the realm of possibilities, everything is possible?
In the realm of the world, things do change and things can happen. Some things are also permanent.
Thank you, sir.
On that, last ka na.
No, it's
Sige,
okay.
fine.
Yeah.
On that topic.
Ganito na lang, sir. Apparently, this is not a blanket refusal. Meron lang ni-recommend yung DOF na i-reject because there are conditions. Why can you not just say the 8? To save us trouble. Kasi, di ba, hindi na tayo...
No. Okay, I'm not trying to avoid. I'm just simply saying that these are very delicate matters, and I'm trying to give it to you as.
Okay, so how many proposed project 8 na lang?
No,
Generic.
those questions are too specific. This is a principle that is being laid. Okay, let me repeat. The President has approved the recommendation of the Department of Finance not to accept grants. Okay, that's mean to say to reject that which is existing.
Yes.
Right. From the EU that may allow it to interfere with internal policies of the Philippines. Period. Okay, that's as simple as I can get. Brief and to the point.
Thank you, Joseph. Another topic, this time from Tricia.
Hi, sir. Good morning.
Yes,
Sir, earlier you said that the Philippines is growing by leaps and bounds, but earlier, NEDA SecGen, Pernia, reported that the GDP of the Philippines for the first quarter of 2017 grew slower than...
It's still leaping though.
But, sir, we just want to get the palace statement on this particular development.
There are cycles of development. There are cycles of growth, right? But so far, we are very much on the right track towards growth. We're not growing. We are growing. Okay.
Sir, it said that it's the slowest phase of growth for the GDP since it registered at 6.3% in the fourth quarter of 2015. So,
It also, I suppose, it all depends on the perspective regarding that. But right now we are growing, and right now we're improving, and right now things are vastly being improved, especially with the influx of investors coming from the region, coming from China, coming from Japan, coming from other areas.
sige, sir.
JP,
Thank you.
follow up.
Sir, follow up on that. Where can we attribute the slow growth according to the NEDA, yung 6.4%?
I would refer you to Sec Pernia, okay? That is a specific economic question, okay?
But sir,
That's not policy for me, okay?
but sir, what's the take of the palace on this? Where do you attribute this?
I can get back to you if you need that specific question, okay?
Thank
If
you,
you need
sir.
a specific answer.
No more questions? Guys? Okay. Last two questions, other topic. Okay.
Good afternoon. Sir,
Yes, ma'am.
how is the palace taking the China's installation of rocket launchers at the Kagitingan Reef?
I
And
think
are-
that will be covered by the bilateral consultative mechanism.
we will
Yes.
be bringing this up.
I'm sure that will be opened up. That will be touched on.
Sir, this China's offer of millions, multi-million in aid to the Philippines affecting our moves in the South China Sea?
I think those are two separate situations. The president had said, in fact, I specifically heard the president saying that he will bring this up, and these are items that will be touched on, especially code of conduct, especially these things. But those are two separate things aside from the economic relationships that we have.
You don't see one affecting the other. For instance, if we become more aggressive in pressing our maritime claims, you don't see China holding back from assistance to the country.
I doubt that they will simply just hold back. But it's an economic relationship. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, no more? So, Joseph,
Sa
Last na
NFA
yan.
Council, sir.
Come again?
May info po tayo sa NFA Council. Kung
NFA.
may
Meron ba?
mamaya pang hapon ba yan, sir?
No news.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay,
Okay.
so thank you so much.
Good morning. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Secretary ABELLA. Thank you, Malacanang Press Corps. Back to PTV and Radyo ng Bayan. Magandang umaga po.
No.